So, what is your self concept and how does it relate to love? Let's talk about it. Hi there, I'm Adila, your expert in all things manifestation. If you're new here, I'm a manifestation coach helping you create your ideal lifestyle by telling your ideal story. My motto is if I can help at least one person, I have done my job. If you'd like for me to help you create your story that's tailored to your specific desires, head over to my website, thisisyourstory.co, where I offer email coaching and free ebooks to help get you started. So, we already know that everything comes from within you, right? Everything comes from within your own consciousness. Everything and everyone in your world is you pushed out, right? So, what does that have to do with your self concept? It has everything to do with it. But I want to elaborate on what it really is because I've heard a lot of people call it like your identity, but it's a little bit more than that. So I like to break down the word first and look at it in a certain perspective where I'm defining what concept means, concept of self, right? So concept comes from conceptualization, right? And when I was in, this is the way that helped me solidify my understanding of self concept. When I was in my master's program, we used to do what's called case conceptualization, and we would meet once a week and review new cases of clients that we were going to be working with, and we would go through their case conceptualization. It would be a history on their life, right? Who is this person? Where are they from? What are they dealing with? What brought them in? But it was deeper than that as well. It was basically you start out and you're, taking their name, making up a name like Larry June. And then so Larry is 60 years old. He lives in Iowa. He's never been married, but he has two children. He works at such and such. So it's all of those like defining features of who he is as a person, right? And this goes beyond just him. It's like where's Larry's family? Are his parents alive? Does he have siblings? Does he what does he do leisurely? Does he own pets? Um, what does he do in his free time? Does he have a social circle? What is he struggling with? And, what is his income status? And what brings him in now? So there was this whole wide picture of who is Larry as a person. And it wasn't just like his age and where he lives and that he has two kids. It was what is his life like? How does he see the world? And that's the same thing that we do when we look at our concept of ourselves. It's more than just like I'm Adila and I'm this age and this is what I do every day. It's a broader picture of how does Adila see herself? How does she show up in relationships? What is her lifestyle like? What are the types of people that she has experienced in relationships? Like what are their traits like? And you can look at patterns based on history. So let's continue to like focus on me as an example. Um, there are a variety of hats that I wear. I'm a manifestation coach. I am a former teacher. I used to teach at college. I am a mother. I am a social worker. I'm a former therapist. So there are all of these hats that Adila has worn, and they they have their own viewpoint and experiences. So, me as a teacher is different than how I'm showing up as a coach. It's totally different. And what I mean by that is that my lifestyle in this role is totally different than my lifestyle in the other role. I'm not leaving the house to do my work. I used to go to the college and teach, in a classroom or from a podium. And it's just a totally different role. And with this role, there are automatic assumptions. In that role, there were automatic assumptions because I was embodying the role of a teacher. I would leave my house and show up as that college professor. I had students who would ask me questions seeing me as a teacher. So in this role is different. I'm operating as a coach, and the questions that I receive are totally tailored to me in this role. And I'm giving those examples because we take on different roles of our whole concept all the time. So, me as a mom is different at home than it is when I'm at the office. Like I'm not doing the same types of things. I'm just not in that mom role. Now, I intend that this is making sense because I don't want to lose anybody. It's basically me letting you know that your self concept is full of so much, like infinite possibilities, and you're wearing different hats at different times, all in the same day. Okay. So, it's it's you making a choice to accept and claim something is true for you, and you when it is, it's like you're putting that hat on, and this is you in this moment. This is you as the mom. This is you as the doting, caring wife. This is you as the husband who is taking care of their family. This is you in these roles, and you're making a choice when you're looking at your concept of self. You're making a choice to choose. Okay, so this is what I used to do. This is how I used to show up. I don't like that anymore. I want to be the type of person who is in the most amazing relationship. So I'm going to show up as that person now. I am in the most amazing relationship that I could have ever experienced in my life. And this is me now. And this is how I experience this relationship. So, how I see self concept is you're basically essentially saying, this is what I want, right? And then you're making a choice to say that this is who I am now, right? I am I am wealthy. I am married. I am, whatever it is that you're choosing, right? This is who I am today, right now. I am wearing this hat and I'm not taking it off, right? And then your experiences will automatically demonstrate that you are that person now. That's how the law of assumption works. And states of consciousness and self concept, in my opinion, they go hand in hand. So once you choose, let's say I am married because we're talking about marriage and love. If you, even if you don't have a partner now, it does not matter. If you choose to be the married person now, then you will start to see yourself and see your life as that person now. And once you choose, make that choice in your concept of yourself, I am married, you are going to be experiencing the world from the vantage point, which is your state of consciousness as a married person. And that state has assumptions that are already built into it, it has affirmations that are already built into it, it has you um just wearing that, and you're already like navigating the world as that married person. And what you'll start to experience is that people start to see you as married already, or your life. So when I was manifesting marriage, and I actually moved on from my person. I promise I'll talk about what happened with that situation and why I did that. But I was manifesting marriage, and I started, so the things that I wanted to create in a marriage already started happening before my relationship shifted. And I mean that when I was deciding that I wanted to be married now, I started feeling like I was married, but the reasons that I wanted to be married, I wanted to like feel safe and secure and feel like I had a partner who was supportive. I started being supported in my life by other people. So I would say things like, "Oh, I'm so fully supported and I always have more than what I need." And people would start contacting me. Like my daughter's school would be like, "Hey, we're here to support. How can we help? We're offering this." And it would be something helpful that I didn't even know was, available. And, like it would be something that would be helpful to support me. Like it was like a homework club or something. I hate doing homework, so they filled that role. It's like the math teacher was like, I can take it on and we can do this together. And I was like, okay, great. Tutoring, my niece started tutoring her. Lunches, I don't like doing lunches, but I'm a mom, so I was in that role. But she started getting lunches at school, and then my niece all of a sudden was like, "Oh, I want to start making her lunches. I want to make them gourmet and, just come by and pick it up on your way to taking her to school." I started doing that. Like the stuff that I started feeling like, my marriage would support and take care of were being taken care of just all around me. And the things were so random. Those are just a few examples. And this is another reason why I decided to solidify this practice of looking at your whole story, because I used to have this narrow idea of what manifestation is, and I used to just like affirm for my relationship only. And there's just so much in the world that I was missing out on just by staying focused on that one thing. Because if you look at it, like I took like this lifestyle like scale, and like, relationships is one piece. I mean, it's an important piece, but it's just one piece of your whole story. So like I felt like in my experience at least, that I was neglecting all of those other areas by just focusing on that person. So when I started using more general affirmations or started using states that encompassed more of my ideal lifestyle, that's when everything in my world was just shifting. Not only my person, but my entire life. And it just felt like so magical. It was just like everything else that I was doing before felt so limiting. So when we talk about your ideal story, I'm gonna wrap this video up soon, but when we talk about your ideal story, it's I break it down like this. I like to begin with, this is my story. And as a result, this is how I experience my life. And I look at these stories as if you're writing a book of your life, or you're writing a story or a chapter of your life. And it's the same way that I would do like an essay in school. You have a theme of the story that's your heading, and this is what your story is about. Everything in your story is based on this theme. And the theme of that story is your self concept and your state of consciousness. So if your theme is, I am happily married now, I am blissfully married now, I have the most amazing partner, that's the theme of your story. So all of your experiences from that theme will trickle down into your life, and you're living like that now. You have a relationship that is amazing. And then when you say, I have the most amazing relationship, all of these ideas come to mind that prove that point to you. Oh, they cook for me every day. We sit and watch movies. We have quality time. We go out on dates. Like any of those experiences, we go hiking together. We explore the world together. Like whatever it is that feels good to you will be a part of that story. the inner conversations that you practice are a part of that story too. If you say something like, you can call this an assumption, an affirmation, like whatever you want to frame it as, but um, my spouse is so good to me. They take care of me. They love on me. They're so supportive. They're so catering. I'm imagining that I'm waking up with a spouse who is from the moment that I wake up is doing so many like nice and kind things to make me feel good. And then we do that with each other throughout the day, throughout our relationship. There are no arguments, there's no bickering, there's no, none of that. And you're creating like this whole switch in your mind to where those ideas were normalized, like marriage is hard, marriage is marriage takes work, like all of that, it just falls to the wayside because you've created such a deep level of love within yourself, and you are manifesting or attracting the same type of partner. You will it's impossible if you love yourself so much inside and you're creating this person from scratch, or if you have a specific person but you're creating them to be like so amazing to you, it's impossible for you to have a relationship where you are experiencing pain constantly. It's not possible. They cannot coexist. So back to the story. The story has conversations that you and your partner frequently engage in. And you can even just start, if you don't have an idea of what those conversations would entail, you can start by saying we both enjoy having deep conversations. We talk about everything. And then the specific things that you want to talk about will start coming to mind. In my opinion, I think it's the best method to just write all this stuff down, because the ideas will just start flowing and flowing. And to get them down on paper and like review them, read them over, add to the story, I think it's the most helpful thing that you can do. So that is just my idea of your concept of self. You want to see yourself and your partner, if you're looking at your concept of yourself in love, with a man or a woman or a person who treats you like you are the most amazing person on the earth. And you want to expand that out past your relationship to the world. Like, not just like you and this person against the world and the world is always attacking us. No, the world comes from within you. So you can create the most beautiful world that you have ever experienced. You can create that you and your partner are being treated like royalty. Like seriously. The possibilities are endless. Once you start enhancing your self-concept and seeing yourself as this like amazing person, the world will reflect that to you. Okay. If you like content like this, let me know by liking, sharing, and subscribing, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.